Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? Hope you're all doing very, very well. Now, although my channel is about movies and music and masks and more movies and whiskey and a lot of fun, sometimes I do cover things which are happening in the real world. And lately, of course, we had to deal with a few disappearances. The actor Julian Sands, still missing since Friday the 13th of January 2023. Still haven't found him. The Baldy Bowl mountain area, the San Gabriel mountain range, north of LA. Still no trace. They're still searching, but still bad weather, still heavy snows there. Well, there is no hope, is there? There is none. Then, of course, we had the whole Nicky Bully debacle. And incidentally, on that front, we won't go over all the details, but it's funny how Lancashire police have been back to the River Wire, and the exact spot where the body was found. And it was noticed that they were there back in the river again. And then before it all became a huge, conflagration on social media, it was put out on the news. But yes, the police are, at the behest of Her Majesty's Coroner, the police have gone back to the area to search for, well, who knows? I don't know. So I can't really give you any more information on what's happening there, other than the fact that there are people who are invading St. Michael's-on-Wye, which is the little village that's there. Supposedly TikTok detectives, all that. And there was a quote from a villager, a local, who said, yeah, one bastard, that's what he said, one bastard was here all day, and he was harassing everybody he could find, harassing them, wouldn't leave them alone, asking questions, poking around, saying he was some kind of detective. We knew he wasn't. I reported him to the police at 2:30 in the afternoon, but they couldn't find him. I had to suppress a giggle with that. The Lancashire police couldn't find somebody who was apparently in plain sight. I mean, that's not like them, is it? Not like them to not see a body which has been there for 3 weeks, supposedly, in a very sluggish, slow-moving, shallow river, less than a mile from where she supposedly went missing. And they couldn't find her with all the most advanced sonar and dogs and divers and drones and helicopters and ground pounders on either side of the river. Anyway, sadly there is another case, and it's another missing woman, another dog walker. Now, although St. Michael's-on-Wye, Lancashire, is just up the road from me that way, this poor lady went missing just down the road that way in North Wales, in Snowdonia, the Snowdonia National Park. And she's a 56-year-old mother of two. She was walking her dog called Aora or something, Aora. And looking at the pictures, it looks like it might be an Akita or a Husky. I own a Husky, but this looks bigger. So Malamute or Akita, perhaps. Very fairy, anyway. Big and black. And she was walking that dog on Tuesday morning. Tuesday, which would be the 11th of April, 2023. So only a couple of days ago. And with the dog, and she parked in a remote car park in the Rowan area. She's from Prestatyn, although with that name, which is Ausra Plungiene, sounds Polish. Anyway, she didn't come back on the Tuesday, and the alarm was raised about 10:30 that night. And North Wales Police, infinitely better than Lancashire Police, immediately festooned the entire area with every resource going. They had the the Ogden Valley Mountain Rescue Team. They had their own search and rescue units. They had a helicopter from RAF Valley, a search and rescue helicopter. Now, RAF Valley and the search and rescue helicopters there, that's what Prince William used to fly when he was there. He was stationed there. That was his job, Prince William. And they've been going over the mountains and circling round because they found, at first they weren't too sure where she'd gone. Then her car was found in the wee small hours of Wednesday morning, so that'll be yesterday morning, the wee small hours. And from there, they kind of like, well, okay, what direction did she go in? They found witnesses who said they'd seen a woman with a dog in certain areas in the Rowan Valley. On, where was it now? I've got the name of the places. I had the name of the places. Yeah, in the hills south of Rowan, where the car was found. There was 2 sightings, one at, I think, 10:30 in the morning and one at 4:30 in the afternoon of a woman with a dog. So North Wales Police are keen, if that happened to be you walking your dog and you're okay, please let them know so you can be eliminated from their inquiries. But that's the area they've been concentrating on. Now, Snowdonia is it's a very big, very rugged area. I've been there, I couldn't tell you how many times, so many times. And the thing about the place is, as ruggedly beautiful as it is, like any sort of mountainous range, you can start off basking in brilliant bright sunshine, be lovely and warm, but then you start making your ascent and suddenly that warmth goes, the temperature drops, the sun disappears, and big black storm clouds appear out of nowhere. Next thing you know, there's gale force winds and it's lashing down with rain or snow very quickly. Snowdonia, the domain of snow. So it can get very perilous. I mean, it's a lovely, lovely area, and you can be lucky with it and be in brilliant sunshine for the entire climb. And there's lots of different areas. It isn't just Mount Snowdon. There's a lot of different areas to go to. So they've got an area to cover, quite a vast area, and it's an area full of ravines, precipices, cliffs, waterways. There's a lot there. Some very uneven turf as well. So, but their dog is missing at the same time. Now, the thing about that is, that's not unusual. The dog would not, a faithful, loyal dog will stay with you. It will stay beside you. There's so many missing people cases where the mystery is because the dog came back, the dog comes back home, or the dog goes back to the campsite from which someone went missing. Or horses as well. Horses come back, but dogs would normally stay by their owner, by their master. That's what they do. And alert anyone, to help my master, she's fallen over. And obviously in dog language they'd be doing that. But so it's not unusual that the dog's gone missing because the dog is with her. So unless the two of them have gone over an edge together, possibly, who knows? But in that kind of terrain, it's very easy to believe that she's slipped on the uneven ground and ankles gone and the weather's coming, because on, I think last night, so Wednesday night, so we're now on Thursday, this is officially day 3 of the search. They had to halt the search because gale force winds and snow. Now, I can testify to that because the last few days, even here, now, as the crow flies, we're probably 65, maybe 70 miles away from this location. Possibly not even that, as the crow flies. But I'm on the Wirral Peninsula and the very northwestern tip. So for us to get into North Wales, we've got to do a hell of a drive right the way through the Wirral Peninsula, right the way round into North Wales. So that'll take you a good 2 hours, well, 2.5 the way that Mrs. Kilt-Man drives. But as the crow flies, it's not that far away. And so the weather that hits there hits us. For many, many years, it used to be that we were in the lee of the North Wales mountains, of the Snowdonia mountain range. So we never got the real brunt of the severe weather. We were protected by those mountains. Well, I can tell you now that that is not the case. Because, and I'm not saying it's climate change, global warming, I don't know what it is, but suddenly the weather hits us from a different direction. It comes across the Irish Sea. It comes from the northeast. So we get attacked. It's like the weather's gone, yeah, they were always lucky because of those bloody mountains in North Wales. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll come from the other directions and hit them from both sides at once, So for the last 3-4 years, And regular viewers know this because I've reported on it so many times. We've had tornadoes, we've had days of gale force, really horrendously hellish hullabaloos, which destroyed our conservatory, took our roof off as well. And we had to get a whole new conservatory built. I know I've gone about that at length. The most regular of viewers will know all of this saga. But the last few days, it's been really bad again. Now, officially they're saying they're 45 mile per hour winds, which that's nothing compared to the winds that we have had. But I was out on that yesterday, and I tell you now, it felt a lot stronger and nastier than 45 mile per hour. It felt because the gust, because it was hitting you in gusts, and it would take you off your feet. It would stop you. And I was on the way to the pub, and I don't like being stopped on the way to the pub. And it was like a wall of wind, and you're like, whoa! And of course I wear a kilt, so the kilt was up over my head as well. Oh, I'm sure all the locals loved all that, but nothing you haven't seen before, and nothing you want to ever want to see again. But so it was that strong. So, and that's in a built-up area, So on a mountainside, and the winds will be stronger because there's nothing to. It's all exposed. A bit like I was yesterday. It's all exposed. There's nothing to buffet or protect you from that wind. And if you're on an incline or even a flat area, that's going to take you off your feet. It's going to hit a rock, knock yourself out. It can be nasty. So people do go missing a lot in rugged areas, wilderness areas, outdoorsy areas. Of course they do. The weather sets in. They're not sure what to do. So they panic. They try and hunker down, they try and find a hollow or a cave or a tree to hide behind, and they think, well, I'll sit this out, but the weather doesn't stop. And of course it hampers people who are searching as well because they can't find you. It will keep helicopters off the area, it'll keep ground pounders away, so all of a sudden the search grinds to a halt because of the very thing that's got you stuck out there. No one can get to you because of the weather. So, there is no talk of foul play, none. The police have given a description out that the superintendent of North Wales Police, with a great Welsh name, Owain Llewellyn. I wonder where he's from. He said that they're extremely concerned for their safety and their welfare, and for the dog as well. He mentioned that, but they gave a description of what she was possibly wearing. A dark pink or purple padded jacket, black leggings and blue shoes. That's quite a specific, colour scheme going on there. And they've given like a reference number for people to, if they've seen or any information, they can pass on to North Wales Police. Just go on their website or call the police. And I'll give you that number now. The reference number is A, and I think it's an O, but it could be a 0, so try them both. A, either O or 0, 52734. I'll give you that again. A, 0 or O, 52734. And the woman's name is Ausra Plungiene. That's A-U-S-R-A, and Plungiene is P-L-U-N-G-I-E-N-E. I'm presuming that's Polish, but I don't know. Mother of 2, and her daughter has issued an emotional plea for any information, and it's really bad weather setting in like that. And if she's had an injury, if she's fallen over, apparently she's a keen walker and hiker, so the area's known to it. It's not like she's going to go and get herself lost. I wouldn't have thought, but if the weather sets in, you get a blizzard coming down, you don't know where you're going. If you can't see the nose on the end of your face, you're in trouble, and you could easily wander off track, take a wrong footing, and plummet. And I hope that isn't the case. I really do. But if she's experienced, she might have had rations with her. I don't know. It doesn't mention a backpack at all, so I don't know what was found in the car, whether maps or rations or anything. I don't know. But it's obviously something that she's done before. Set up at R10 on a Tuesday morning with your dog. You're going for a walk in a place that you know and trust. So it's just that the weather well, I'm hoping that's all it is, that the weather has set in and cut it off. And hopefully, the search teams will get in there and find it before long, before too much longer anyway. I mean, this is day 3 now, and it's been bad. The temperature has dropped in the air the night times. I mean, around here, you haven't felt the temperature drop, but in the wind, it's cold. But it's really sunny now, but we've had torrential rain, which is due again tomorrow. And if they're getting that in the mountains, again, like Julian Sands, it hampers everything. You can't get out there. So the police have also said to everybody else, don't go out there and try and search. You think you're trying to help, and I understand that. I'm not gonna draw similarities to the Nicky Bully case, although that's up to you guys. There's gonna be similarities, isn't there? But people do want to help. People do want to genuinely help, especially people in the local area will go out and help. But what they're saying is, and quite rightly so, the weather's that bad, that inclement and dangerous that you could put yourself in jeopardy, and then they've got to come out looking for you as well. So it just, it's not a good scenario all round, is it? But I'll finish by saying that most search and rescue operations do result in finding the person, and much of the time they're alive and they survive and they're safe and they're brought back home. And the same goes with dogs as well. But occasionally, it has been an accident and they have took a tumble, and let's hope and pray that that's not the case this time. And they're both, Ausra and the dog, Eora, are found safe, because that dog will be with her. Whatever's happened to her, that dog will be beside her. So, cheers, folks. As I say, this is not my normal sort of menu on the channel, but I am concerned about things like this, and I have got an interest now in people that go missing, and especially when they're local, because as I say, it's just down the road. But I'm not saying there's any mystery here at all. North Wales is a hotbed of UFO activity and the supernatural. Many, many things have happened there. It's a very myth-rich environment, and I love the place. I love North Wales. It's incredibly gorgeous, very alluring, and it has a spectral ambience. And without a doubt, it lures people in because it's so ruggedly gorgeous and beautiful and idyllic, and also quite threatening and ominous when the weather changes. But, so I don't blame anyone for going out there walking, hiking, climbing, but just be careful. Just be careful. The weather is the thing. And when the weather changes, it drops you right and well and truly in it. And sometimes there could be no way out of it as well. But fingers crossed for this. Let's pray for a success on this one. We can pretty much confirm, really, that Julian Sands is not going to come out of this alive. Nicky Bully, that did not come out in a favourable result for anybody, I don't think. But this time, please, God, let Ausra be found safe and well. Please, let's get something back. Come on now. Cheers, y'all. Have been always shall be Kilt-Man. So please, in the meantime, in this ever, watch your step. Be careful out there in between time. Please keep it Celtic, keep it Celtic, and I'm going to see you all. And for those of you, the regular viewers, I have a magazine edition coming later on today, full of lots of other things which probably aren't usually related to the normal shenanigans on the channel. But anyway, we'll have fun with that. See you later.